two pillars of equal heights are on either side of a road. So two pillars of equal heights are on either side of a road, which is 100-meter wide. So this whole thing is 100 meters. Alright. The angles of elevation of the top of the pillars are 60 and 30 at a point on the road between the pillars. So let the point on the road be this. Angle of elevation to one pillar is 30 and to the other pillar is 60 degree. Find the height of the pillars. So let the height of the pillar be x. So this also will be x. Now to find this we need another side, but we do not have anything except the whole thing is 100. So I'll take this distance as y, which means this will be 100 minus y. Remember that. So now we have two triangles and two sides which are involved. So for the first one, 30 opposite and adjacent. So tan 30 degree equal to x by y, opposite by adjacent. So tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to x by y. So transposing y into 1, y equal to x into root 3. But guys, okay, x root 3 into x. Alright. Guys, I am putting y in terms of x. Why? Because we do not need to find y. Remember, we only need to find x. That is why we are putting in terms of x. Now using the second triangle, what do we have? Again tan 60 is given, opposite and adjacent. So tan 60 degree is given, opposite and adjacent. So you will be using tan 60. So tan 60 equal to x by x, that is opposite side by adjacent side, that is 100 minus y. But instead of y I can put it as x root 3 or root 3 x. Now what is tan 60? Root 3 equal to x by 100 minus root 3 x. Okay, transposing this I get root 3 into 100 minus root 3 x equal to x. Now opening the bracket, root 3 into 100, 100 root 3 minus root 3 into root 3x, 3x equal to x. Now transposing I get 100 root 3 equal to x plus 3x. This I have taken that side. So I get 100 root 3 equal to x plus 3x, 4x. So what do I get? X equal to, this 4 I have to transpose here. So it will become 100 root 3 by 4. So 4 ones are 25s are. So x equal to 25 root 3 meters. So we found the value of x, which means we have found the height of the poles, which is 25 root 3 meters. We do not have to find y. Why? Because it has not been asked. The second question, guys. A pole 5 meter high is fixed on top of a tower. So there is a tower. On top of this, a pole has been fixed, and tower will always stand on a ground, right? The angle of elevation of the top of the pole observed from point A. So let this be point A. The angle of elevation of top of the pole, so it is on top of the pole, is 60 degree. Alright. And the height of the pole has been given. So this will be 5 meters. Okay. Now the angle, okay, and the angle of depression of point A from top of the tower. So angle of depression of point A from top of the tower is 45 degrees. So this is 45 degree, which means this also will be 45 degree. Alternate angles, right? So I got this as 45, this as 60. Find the height of the tower. So we have to find height of the tower. So let this part be x. Alright. And let the distance between the point A and base of tower be y. Now if we see this first triangle, this one, what do we have? We have angle 45, opposite and adjacent. So tan 45 equal to opposite by adjacent, right? So tan 45 is 1 equal to x by y. So y equal to x. That is what we get. Alright. Now seeing the second triangle, the whole thing, tan 60 degree. Tan 60 degree equal to opposite by adjacent. But what is opposite? This whole thing. So we get x plus 5 by y. Now they have asked us to find height of tower, which means we do not need to find y, we need to find x. So we will put y in terms of x. Since y equal to x, this will become x plus 5 by x. Now tan 60 is root 3 equal to x plus 5 by x. Now transposing this x here, we get root 3 into x, that is root 3x equal to x plus 5. Now I'll transpose this x here, it becomes root 3x minus x equal to 5. If I take common, it becomes x into root 3 minus 1 equal to 5. So x equal to 5 by root 3 minus 1. But denominator is irrational, so we have to rationalize. So into root 3 plus 1, up also into root 3 plus 1. So 5 into root 3 plus 1. So we get x equal to 5 into root 3 plus 1 by, this is a minus b into a plus b. So a square, that is root 3 square is 3 minus b square, 1 square is 1. So we get 3 minus 1, 2. Right? Now this could have been the final answer, but in your options if you saw, it is in decimals, which means we have to convert this to root 3 as, we have to take it as 1.732. So x equal to 5 by 2, 2 ones are 2.5s are. So we get 2.5 into 1.732 minus 1. When you do this calculation, the answer you'll get is 6.28 meters. Sorry, you will not get 6.28, you will get 6.82 meters. Just have to do the subtraction and multiplication. Alright guys, now the third question from the test. The angle of elevation of the top of a building from the foot of a tower, which means what? There is a building, there is a tower, and they both will be standing on the ground. So the angle of elevation of the top of a tower from foot. So from foot of tower, the angle of elevation of top of the building is 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees. This is the building, this is the tower. Alright. And the angle of elevation of the top of the tower from foot of the building is 60 degrees. Which means tower will be bigger. And this is 60 degree. From foot of the building to top of the tower. If tower is 50 meters high, so they have told tower is 50 meters high. Find the height of the building. Again now we have let the height of the building be h. Now we do not know this, so we will take it as y. So now if we take this triangle, it has two unknowns. But if we take this triangle, you know one side, you can find the other. So we have this angle, we have opposite and adjacent. So we should take tan. So tan 60 degree in this triangle equal to opposite by adjacent, that is y. Tan 60 is root 3 equal to 50 by y. So root 3y equal to 50. So y equal to 50 by root 3, which we have to rationalize. So into root 3 into root 3. So we get y equal to 50 root 3 by 3 meters. So we got this as 50 root 3 by 3. Now using this triangle, we have angle opposite and adjacent sides. So again tan 30 degree equal to opposite by adjacent, that is 50 root 3 by 3. Now tan 30 is 1 by root 3. This 3 will come up, denominator always goes up and down. So it will become 3h by 50 root 3. This root 3 will cancel. Why? Because when we transpose this 50 root 3 up, it goes up. Now transposing this 50, we get 50 equal to 3h, h equal to 50 by 3. Now this you can write in mixed fraction, but they have asked you, the options that are given are in decimal, which means we need to divide this. So 50 divided by 3. So 1s are 3, 20, 6s are 18, again 2. So decimal point 20, 6s are 18, again remainder 2, we can put 1 0, again 6s are 18. So the answer we get h is equal to 16.66 meters. So when you approximate, h becomes 16.7 meters. Guys, I hope you know approximation. If the next number is 5 or greater, you will increase the previous number by 1. So 16.7 meters. Now the fourth question, guys, in the test. A ladder of length 6 meters makes an angle of 45 degree with the floor while leaning against a wall. So this is the floor, let's say this is the wall. A ladder of length 6 meters. So this is the ladder, this is 6 meters. It makes an angle of 45 degree with the floor. Alright. If the foot of the ladder is kept fixed on the floor and it's made to lean against the opposite wall. Okay, so the foot of the ladder is kept fixed here itself and it's made to lean on the other wall. Alright. It makes an angle of 60 degree with the floor. So when it's made to lean on the other wall, it makes an angle of 60 degree. So on one wall it makes 45 degree, other wall 60 degree. But the length will always be the same. The ladder length is 6 meter itself. Alright. Find the distance between the two walls. So you have to find this entire thing. Alright. So now let this be x. So this will be y. Now guys, let the height of the wall be h. What will be the height of this wall? It will also be h itself, because walls in any house you go, the height of the walls will be equal. So this height equal to this height. Now from this triangle, we have opposite and hypotenuse, which means we will be using sine theta. Actually we don't even need the height of the wall. We have this, we need to find this side. Already we have this side. So what we will be using? This is adjacent, this is hypotenuse. So we will be using cos theta. So cos 45 degree equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, that is 6. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2 equal to x by 6. So 6 when I transpose, 6 by root 2 equal to x. But denominator is irrational, so we rationalize by multiplying by root 2 up and down. So we get 6 root 2 by 2 equal to x. 2 ones are 3s are. So 3 root 2. So what do we get? X equal to 3 root 2 meters. Now we have found the value of x. Now we need to find the value of y. Taking this triangle, we have adjacent side and hypotenuse again. So we'll be using cos. So cos 60 degree will be equal to adjacent, that is y, by hypotenuse, that is 6. Cos 60 degrees root 3 by, cos 60 degrees 1 by 2 equal to y by 6. Now 6 when I transpose that side, we get 6 by 2 equal to y. 2 ones are 3s are. So y equal to 3 meters. So we got the value of x and y. So what is the distance between the two walls? This whole thing. So x plus y equal to 3 root 2 plus 3. 3 root 2 plus 3. If I take 3 common, I get 3 into root 2 plus 1. You could have left this as the final answer, but you have options in decimals, which means I have to convert this. Now remember guys, root of 2 is 1.414 plus 1. So root of 2 is 1.414, remember. So we get 3 into 2.414. So 3 4s are 12, 3 1s are 3 plus 1 4, 3 4s are 12.1. So we get 3 2s are 6, 7.242 meters. So the distance between the walls is 7.24 meters. The fifth question guys, an aeroplane flying horizontally at a height of 2500 meter above ground. So let this be the ground. One aeroplane is flying at the height of 2500 meters. It's flying horizontally. Is observed at an elevation of 60 degree. So let's say we are here and the angle of elevation is 60 degree and the height is 2500 meters, the height of the plane. Alright. After 15 seconds, the elevation is observed to be 30 degree, which means it is moving away. Further you go, angle reduces. So after 15 seconds, it will be, let's say, somewhere here. So again, the height is 2500 meters itself because it is flying in a horizontal line. But the angle of elevation, this is 30 and this is 60. Alright. Find the speed of the aeroplane in kilometer per hour. Alright. Now, again, they have said it moves from here to here in 15 seconds. Now we have to find this distance. Again, since time is involved, remember speed is equal to distance by time. So distance is equal to speed into time, right? So this distance we can use speed into time. How much time has it taken from here to here? it has taken 15 seconds. So 15 into speed of plane. Alright. And let's say from here to here, it has taken, okay, we don't even need, because we already have the one side we can find this distance, right? Actually, we do not even need to do this. We just need to remember speed is equal to distance by time. Now taking this first triangle, we can find this value. Let it be x, let this be y. So we have 60 degree, we have opposite side, adjacent side, which means tan 60 degree equal to opposite, that is 2500 meter by x. So tan 60 is root 3. So root 3x, x into root 3 equal to 2500. So x equal to 2500 by root 3. Rationalizing into root 3 into root 3. We get x equal to 2500 root 3 by 3. So we got this distance as 2500 root 3 by 3. Now taking this entire triangle, what do we get? Tan 30 degree. Tan 30 is opposite by adjacent, that is this plus this. So we get 2500 root 3 by 3 plus y. Now tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to 2500 by, here we have to take LCM, so by 1 into 3 into 3. So we get 2500 root 3 plus 3y by 3. But the denominator always goes up and down. So this 3 will go up and it will become 1 by root 3 equal to 2500 into 3 by 2500 root 3 plus 3y. Alright. Now transposing this into 1 is the same thing. So 2500 root 3 plus 3y equal to 2500 into 3 is 7500 in root 3. Root 3 into this will be 7500 root 3. Now transposing this there, we get 3y equal to 7500 root 3 minus 2500 root 3. Root 3 we can take common, so we get 3y equal to root 3 into 7500 minus 2500. I'll continue this here. So we get 3y equal to root 3 into 7500 minus 2500, 5000. So we get root 3 into 5000, 5000 root 3, right? So y equal to 5000 root 3 by 3. Now guys, we have got this. Alright guys, now we have got this. So we got the value of y. Now if you remember, speed equal to distance by time. Now what is the distance it has travelled from here to here? Y, right? So we got y as 5000 root 3 by 3 and the time taken is 15 seconds. So by 15. So this 3 will come down. So what do we, denominator always goes up or down. So 5000 root 3 by 3 into 15. So 5000s are 5 3s are. Okay. So we get 1000 root 3 by 9 meter per second. This is in meter per second, but what have they asked us to find in kilometer per hour? So how do we convert meter per second to kilometer per hour? How do we convert meter to kilometer? By dividing by 1000. So 1000 will come down. And how do we convert seconds to hours? By dividing by 3600. So when we divide by 3600, it comes here, which means the denominator will go up and 3600 will come here. So basically we are multiplying, dividing by 1000 and multiplying by 3600. Alright. Now what is the answer? 9 ones are 400, 1000. So we get 400 root 3 kilometer per hour. Alright. But the final answer is given in decimals. So you have to do 400 into 1.73. So 400 into 4 3s are 732, let's say. So 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12, 1, 4 7s are 28, 29, 4 1s are 4, 6. And the after 3, so 692.8 kilometer per hour. So when you do 400 into this, you will get 692.8 kilometer per hour. Alright guys, now the next question. A man standing on the deck of a ship which is 10 meter above water. So let's say this is the water and the ship is 10 meter above, the deck is 10 meter above water, which means he is standing somewhere here. Okay. Observes the angle of elevation of top of a hill as 60. So there is a hill and he observes the angle of elevation as 60, which means what? This is 60 degree. And angle of depression of the base of the hill as 30. So angle of depression of the base of the hill as 30. So this is 30 degree, which means this also will be 30 degree because alternate angles. So I'll remove this for now. Or actually we can keep this itself. We no need of using this angle. Angle of depression is 30 degrees and this is the horizontal, right? Find the distance of the hill from the ship and height of the hill. So they have asked you to find distance of the hill from ship, let it be x, and height of the hill. Now this is 10, means this also will be 10 meters, right? So let this part be y. If this is x, this also is x. Now if you see this triangle, we have one side and one unknown, which means we can find x using this triangle. This is opposite, this is adjacent. So tan 30 degree will be equal to opposite, that is 10 by adjacent, that is x. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to 10 by x. So x goes here, 10 into root 3. So x equal to 10 root 3 meters, but root 3 is 1.732. So x equal to 10 into this will become 17.32 meters, which means distance of the hill from the ship is 17.32 meters. Now taking the second triangle to find this. So we got this. I'll write it as 10 root 3 itself. Now this angle opposite and adjacent. So tan 60 degree equal to opposite, that is y, by adjacent, that is 10 root 3. I have not taken it as 17.32. For calculations I will always use this kind of values. So tan 60 is root 3 equal to y by 10 root 3. Transposing, we get 10 root 3 into root 3 equal to y. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. 3 into 10 is 30. So we get y equal to 30 meters. But what have they asked us to find? Height of the hill. Height of the hill is from here to here. So height of the hill is 10 plus y, that is 30. So we get height of the hill as 40 meters. Alright guys, now the last question from the test. The shadow of a flagstaff. Okay, shadow of a flagstaff. Let the flagstaff be here, it will be on the ground. Its shadow is 3 times as long as shadow of the flagstaff when the sun rays meet the ground at angle 60 degree. So let this here, let it be angle 60 degree. Let this be the point when it's meeting. Okay, the shadow of the flagstaff is 3 times as long as shadow of the flagstaff when the sun rays meet the ground at an angle 60. Okay, so at some other angle, when the sun is making some other angle, the length of the shadow is 3 times this. So if this is x, the entire thing is 3x, which means this is 2x, right? The shadow of the flagstaff is 3 times when the shadow formed at when the angle is 60 is okay, let's say, sorry guys, I'll explain again. They have said, what they have actually said in the question is, the shadow of the flagstaff is 3 times. When the shadow is at this point, it's 3 times than when the shadow is at 60 degrees, like the sun rays are at 60 degrees. So if x is the length of the shadow when the sun is making, sun rays are at 60 degrees, when it's theta, let's assume the angle is theta, it will be 3x, 3 times as long. So this part is 2x, this part is x. Alright. Find the angle between the sun rays and ground at the time of longer shadow. So what is they have asked us to find this angle. Alright. Now let this height of the flagstaff be h. Now from this, what do we get? Tan 60 degree equal to opposite by adjacent, that is h by x. So tan 60 is root 3. When I take x this side, it becomes root 3x equal to h. So we got our first equation. Now if we take the total angle, so we didn't even need to write this as 2x. We take the entire triangle. Tan theta will be equal to opposite, that is h, by adjacent, that is 3x. Right? Now tan theta is equal to h by 3x. But what is h? Root 3x. So tan theta equal to root 3x by 3x. Right? From here we got the value of h. X ones are x and x cancels, ones are root 3 by 3, root 3 ones are root 3's are. So we get tan theta equal to 1 by root 3. Now tan theta is equal to 1 by root 3, which means what? If you remember, tan of which angle is 1 by root 3? Tan of 30 degrees is 1 by root 3, which means theta is equal to 30 degrees.